All right, so it's been a few days since I've had the high pressure fuel pump piston upgrade kit installed in the car, and everything seems to be fine for the most part. It's got a weird tapping sound that I'm guessing is just the increased pressure in the fuel injectors. Obviously, they already make a good amount of noise, but definitely worried me for a second there. And I still sometimes wonder if I might have installed it wrong, but I guess we'll see as we get it tuned and check fuel pressures and all that jazz. But one thing I noticed while installing that was there was tons of oil in the high pressure fuel pump. Obviously you don't want oil getting introduced in all that. So I went ahead and purchased a catch can. Right now I am heading to Home Depot to grab a few things just for that. We will get to installing the catch can. I will be walking through that as well. I haven't seen many guides on it, but I went with the CTS Turbo, the larger of the two catch cans that they have. I know that the A4s, the 2-liter turbo, tend to have this issue. So wanted to get that addressed, get everything running cleaner. Along with the catch can, I will be running liquid moly valve cleaner through it, because I know that's another issue with these cars is just that buildup. Then I'll probably run some injector cleaner. I've seen liquid moly work very well on a lot of different cars, so I thought, hey, I'll give it a try, and I've run 2 bottles of the valve cleaner through it, and it seems to run a little bit better. I have noticed a decrease in some potential knock I was getting just due to timing being pulled. But other than that, I mean, everything seems to be going great. So get this catch can installed and call it good. So another reason for doing the catch can is I actually didn't film it, unfortunately, but I got a entire intercooler and full aluminum charge pipe system. Now I know that there is a few things as far as the charge pipe system, like, does it really even help? It came with the intercooler and it looks way better. It freed up some engine bay space for me as well. So I like it. I ended up going with that. So I do also have to check for any boost leaks with a smoke machine. So I will be getting to that eventually as well. But the catch can, when I took it all apart, I had set the intercooler up, and it ended up leaking oil out of the intercooler as well, a fair bit. And I looked at all the old charge pipes and everything, and it was just coated in oil. Like I said, don't want that stuff getting circulated into the engine. Another reason for going to Home Depot today would be grabbing a few things. I will be doing a few more body modifications as well. Getting a little bit bored with how it looks right now. Now, since the last video, I have done a few things that unfortunately I didn't film as well, including a honeycomb mesh grill. I get rid of the old one and black everything out. Then just trying to black out more of the chrome, which you would have seen in the last video. Now some of that plasti dip is peeling up already, and repaint it. So that will be another thing coming up. But yeah.
Radio on the beat.
right, so we got everything unboxed here. So you can see, this is actually a really nice kit. I was not expecting some of this stuff to be this nice. Then again, everything I've ever gotten from CTS has usually been pretty nice. Heading over towards the car, you can see right here, that will be coming out and being replaced by that big billet piece. So there are a few things that we will have to do. So these two coil packs, those will have to be removed, as well as this Torx bit here to pull this rail back so that you can gain access to this little hose here, as that leads directly into this. And it will be leading into the replacement as well. Now, then over here, you have this bit here, this little 90 that goes down into the engine. They do offer a plug for that as well. So it's this little bit here. This piece goes down into there, replaces that. So it plugs all that up. Then you will have to remove the old gasket if you haven't bought a new one along with this, and then put that on the new piece. Now, as far as actually mounting the catch can, that for this kit will be located right here. So right over this little sticker, you'll see it has grooves in the back of this plate. That'll just click right into place right there. And then this piece will go underneath it to clamp down onto this trim piece. And then obviously you can just set that right underneath and it will clamp down on that and hold it. Now, as far as all of the new hardware go, you can see that there is a size difference. So these two, they are the only two small ones. So I keep those out. All this new hardware goes into this plate, and I do believe that these would be for mounting the catch can on that mount I just showed. So real quick, I went ahead and got one of the screws started. So this black plate will obviously go on top, and then second you'll lay that silver plate, which you can see sticking out. And then at the bottom you'll actually have the catch can. So the catch can is threaded. These are just there to pinch everything down. So I'll go ahead and get this mounted up and fitted where I like it, and probably get that cleaned off. As far as all the hardware, it does appear to be an Allen size of 3/16. So you can just go ahead and get that all tightened down. So I did actually get this all mounted up, and I started on the hoses. So one thing, it does come with a little bracket. You'll have to remove that to flip the hoses over. I'm going to do the angled end on the side that plate will go, and then these just go straight in. So I got all those little sensors out. Like I said, it just pulls back from that point, and you're just going to want to pull up on those. So from here, I'm going to be removing all of these. These are 30 as well. So I've got all of those out now. And as I said before, there will be replacements for all of them, and the longer ones all go to this. The two shorter spare ones will go to this. Got all of them out. There was one more hidden down there underneath this. I ended up getting that out real quick. And then over here, you have this little 90 I was talking about earlier. So got to get this removed as well. It looks like you're supposed to pinch both of these, and then it should be able to. Oh yeah. So one more thing I just did real quick is this right here. So this normally would be right inside of there. It's got a little rubber gasket on it. You can just pull that and it pops right out of there. And then that should be able to come right out of there. I would just pull that off to the side for now. Now it will have some oil leak down there. So I would get a shop towel or rag or something before, as it will create a little bit of a mess. So as I said before, this little 90, it's really hard to get out, but I've got this loosened, so I'm just gonna go for that route instead. And yep, that just pops out then. You can remove this all as one piece. Now I will be reusing the gasket, so I need to peel that out and get that transferred to the new one. But overall, everything looks pretty good. Now, before I switch over to switching the gasket, there's one more thing. So earlier we pulled this out. I'll just pull that a little bit further. And this right there, that Torx bit, we also need that out. Now that is also a T30. So I just get that out of there real quick, as that will be plugged by this piece here. Actually, what you should do first is probably find a way to move this. So I'm going to figure out, probably get it underneath this first, and then put that bolt back in. All right, so as you can see, that little piece screws right over top. I tried to get it in underneath, but it doesn't seem to like that very much. But as you can see, went in, and that just plugs it all up. So as you can see, it is exactly the same. The new one is, there should be a little tab right here you should be able to pull up on and start getting that gasket out. Now, fortunately, I was able to get the old gasket out undamaged. If you do damage your gasket, please be sure to just get a new one. Don't risk it. You don't want to have to go through all of that we just did again. Would not be fun. Just to replace the gasket. So from here, I'm going to grab some oil, just enough to lubricate the gasket, and then get it seated in the new housing. Now I got it started. Now there are all these little notches along the gasket that make it hard to press in. So you'll just have to press in some areas, not all of them, with a good amount of force there, and it should just slip right back in there. Guide it a little bit. Like I said, get some new oil, or even just a little bit off the old cover there, and you should be able to just lubricate the gasket a little bit and slowly but surely get that fitted right on there. So yeah, like I said, there's one of those notches. Makes it a little bit difficult, but overall it goes right on there. Yeah. So then from here, just check all of them are sealed all the way down, and perfect. So there is the new gasket on there. So then from here, we can take this over to the car and get this placed for now. So just like that. And that's gonna look pretty good. So I'm excited for this. Now then, I ended up just placing that and then that one in, getting those a little bit tight just to guide everything in, but didn't fully tighten everything down. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do that now. So from there, I'm gonna go ahead, grab these lines and you should be able to just hand tighten these down. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any type of wrench big enough to actually get around that and put some force behind it. But you are, fortunately enough, able to get that pretty tight with just your fingers, all the way to the point where it should be all good. If you do have the ability to, I would recommend it. It is a fitting that will be dealing with the pressure. I will definitely be coming back to this eventually and getting that all sorted out. So everything is tightened down. I got both hoses fully connected. So next thing will be, there's this, and it did come with a new O-ring there. So I'll go ahead and remove that and put the new O-ring on. And then it should just slide right into there. And then from there, it's just hooking all the coils back up and it should be good. Now, I did get this piece on there. You will need to use one of the old T30s. Now, it is incredibly hard to get that on there. I don't actually even know how I did. There's got to be a better way for it. I just don't know it. But from here, I'm just gonna go ahead, start placing my coils back in their places, and then I will hook this harness back up. And yeah, so there we have it. Catch can installed, all the coils back in, everything hooked back up. Now, as I said before, the reason why I did the high pressure fuel pump and the catch can is, one, I want it running as best as possible, and I know that these things basically require a catch can once you start incorporating any mods, as they do build up a lot of pressure and start leaking oil and introducing oil into the fuel system and stuff like that. So catch can, great idea for these. And then the high pressure fuel pump, like I said, installed that for switching to E85, as I am going to be custom tuning the thing with HP tuners soon here, through Ward Performance Tuning. Now, got my HP tuners MPVI3 already. That'll probably be coming January-ish. But yeah, also, goodbye to the engine cover. I'm just gonna be rocking that now because that looks pretty sweet. I'm gonna be doing some body modification soon here, as well as potentially doing something with my air filter. As I did say before, I did get a new grill. Now the car is disgusting right now. It's Michigan and winter. But you can see it in there. Big new intercooler, goes all the way up to the top. It's just got that crash bar there. So, as well as new fog lamp covers as well. These are honeycomb and no chrome. There's the charge pipes. Can't really see it on this side, but yeah. So we're getting there, slowly but surely.